I need to correct something I told you, but the interesting part is that the correction doesn't actually change the conclusion. In fact, it may make the timeline even more defensible. After I published a previous video about the 4:48 a.m. power reconnection, Ray has since clarified some additional information. That means we can't tell exactly what road he took getting there, but here's one that generally avoids cameras and highways.
This changes his plan, and this is really important for the investigators to wrap their head around. The route back was going to be the same route that he took there. I believe he was going to go right back out on Indian Hills, up north to that little crossover road, and then come back north of the airport back in, because he can get all the way to his house and never pass a video camera other than the Indian Hills one.
That clarification changes where I believe the phone reconnected, but it doesn't change what that reconnection means. Here's why. In the previous video, I suggested that the phone reconnected near Thorn Creek Road. That turns out to be incorrect. Based on Ray's additional comments, the reconstruction point appears to have been farther south. Now, I want to emphasize something important. I don't have inside information. I'm doing exactly what I've always done. Reverse engineering of the available information from Ray's public statements and comparing it against the map geography and the timelines.
The map that's on the screen right now is a perfect example. That was a map that was used in all of the search warrants. Essentially, you will find that map right there repeating throughout every search warrant. It's wrong. And it's wrong in a number of disturbing ways. And when you actually take the data that's out there and you map it, I can tell you, Steve, there's no doubt where that device is when it turns back on. And it's not Thorny Creek Road. It's south of there. It's still on 95. It's still southbound.
Ironically, I had actually looked at this southern route before, but I dismissed it because it seemed unnecessarily complicated. Looking back, I think I made one incorrect assumption. I was thinking like a driver. Ray was thinking like a cell tower engineer. When he references distance, he's often talking about straight line distance, not driving distance. That distinction matters. The revised location is likely near Greiser Road, which is about 9.8 miles south of Moscow as the crow flies. I had focused on Thorn Creek because it's also about 9.8 miles away, but that's by driving distance according to Google Maps. Once you realize Ray is almost certainly referring to straight line distance, the Greiser Road area makes much more sense.
So I didn't get Thorn Road right, but was that close? Was that closer than Payne's little loop?
Oh, stop it.
That's terrible. It's about, and the road comes down, it kind of doglegs, 95 doglegs around.
Okay.
Dogleg, it starts to go straight again. It's the third dirt road after that one. There's a farm, and then he came back down. So he goes across up to Thorn Creek and then back down around, and he actually shoots out back onto, I think it's 195.
Well, it's definitely close.
Now here's the key question. Does this correction change the inferences that I made about the phone reconnecting at 4:48 a.m.? No, not really. The revised location is still reachable from the King Road neighborhood using back roads without requiring a trip south on Highway 95, which meets Ray's requirements. The drive from the King Road house to that intersection is approximately 27 minutes. That means the white sedan seen leaving the King Road neighborhood at 4:20 could still quite possibly be the vehicle carrying the phone that reconnects to the network at 4:48 a.m. So the timing still works. But what about after the reconnection? Again, very little changes. Greiser Road ultimately connects back to Thorn Creek Road, and from there it's still possible to reach the area just north of Johnson on the southbound route. And from there it's still possible to connect just north of Johnson while traveling northward. The drive between Greiser Road and the South Bishop Johnson Road intersection is about 36 minutes. That still fits the timeline for the white Elantra to be captured on video at about 5:25 a.m. So although the exact reconnection location is shifted, the broader sequence remains consistent. That's why I wanted to make this update. The location I originally proposed was wrong. The reasoning behind the timeline, however, remains essentially unchanged. But that's exactly how good analysis should work. When new information comes in, you update the model. You don't defend an incorrect detail, but you also don't throw out conclusions that are still supported by the evidence. As always, if additional information becomes available, I'll update the analysis again. That's the entire point of following the evidence wherever it leads. If you like my videos and how I present the information, please subscribe and like the video.